Hey everyone, I'm Popper256. Welcome to my channel. This is my first long-form video. It's gonna be a review and ranking of the LEGO Marvel games, so I hope you enjoy it. Like many others, I grew up with the LEGO games, especially the LEGO Marvel ones. Today, I'm gonna be ranking these video games by giving them points. The point categories are gonna be gameplay, characters, story, level design, collectibles, overworld, and extras. Each category can have 1 to 5 points. Now, let's get right into the video. First, and perhaps quite obviously, we're going to be starting with LEGO Marvel Superheroes number 1. I've 100%ed all of these games. I figured I would do that so I could get my full thoughts out on all of them. Now, this game's a really special one. I grew up with this game, and I think many others have too. This is an amazing game, but it doesn't mean that it's not flawed, so let's talk about its flaws and its strengths. One of this game's biggest strengths is the inclusion of the Fantastic Four and the X-Men. This game is near perfect, but is it enough to beat out the other LEGO Marvel games? We'll see. Let's start ranking them. Category 1 is story. This game has an amazing story with inclusions of Galactus, Loki, and Doctor Doom. This game might have the best story out of all 3 of the games, so I'll be giving it a 5 out of 5. Next category is gameplay. I feel like this game has very good gameplay, but I feel like it's lacking in some areas. That's not to say the gameplay is bad, I just feel like it's not as fleshed out as some of the other games. So, I'm going to be giving this category a 2.5 out of 5. Next category is graphics. Now, this could be a little unfair for this game, as it's older than the other 2. But its cartoony style still brings it up pretty high, so it's going to be a 3.5 out of 5. Let's talk level design. The level design in this game is very good, it's just not as good as the other games. There's some flaws with it, some parts are too hard or too boring, but I'm going to give it a 2.5 out of 5. Collectibles in this game. The collectibles in this game aren't that hard to get, not compared to some of the other games, but they're still kind of hard to get. So, for collectibles, let's go with 3.5. Extras. So, we're talking about extras, not like the menu in the game. It's extras like extra levels, bonuses that you get for doing certain things. Now, for extras, for this game has some amazing extras. If you collect a bunch of gold bricks, you get extra levels, things like that. So, for this game, I'm going to have to go with a 5 out of 5 in the extras category. Gameplay. Now, this is basically how your character controls, other stuff like that. Now, for gameplay, I think this game has the worst gameplay. Now, don't get me wrong, I love this game. I just feel like it has the clunkiest and slowest gameplay, but not by much. So, but that being said, I'm gonna go with a 3. I feel like that's the fairest pointage there. Characters. This game has some amazing characters, but it also is missing some amazing ones that future installments have. That being said, I'm going to give this category a 4.5 out of 5. Last but not least is Overworld. Now, it might just be nostalgia talking, but this has a really good and very fleshed out Overworld. The Overworld's not perfect, but it's very fun and exciting to explore. So, for the last category, that's going to be 4 points to Overworld. So, if I did my calculations right, that leaves this game with a 33.5 out of 40. Not a bad showing for LEGO Marvel Superheroes 1, I hope the rest of them can live up to it. Just remember, these are all my opinions, and you're free to disagree with me. Well, on to the next game, LEGO Marvel Avengers. So, LEGO Marvel Avengers. There's plenty I could say about this game. LEGO Marvel Avengers is like the forgotten middle child of the LEGO Marvel series. Though I feel like it's a lot less known, it's still a very good game, but it does have some issues, and we'll be going over those. One of the biggest issues, in my opinion, is that it's solely based on the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is really good, but you shouldn't base the whole video game off it. As much as I love the MCU, I'd rather them do something more creative for the LEGO video game, like what they did with LEGO Marvel Superheroes 1 and 2. With all that being said, let's get right into the ranking, and with the ranking comes my biggest issue with the game. That issue being the story. Now, I love the LEGO Marvel games, and I even love this game, but The story, it's just kind of boring to me. Maybe it's because it was already in the MCU, but it's just kind of a low score. So I'm going to have to go with a 2 out of 5 for the story for that reason. Next category I want to go over is characters, because this is one of the places where this game really shines. Sure, it has a lot of characters from the first game and even some from the second, but they all feel so unique and there's some great outfits and stuff. For example, one of my favorite characters in all the LEGO games is Hawkeye in his classic suit, which isn't in any of the other ones. It has some really great and unique choices for characters, but it also has some of the least amount of characters I've seen, so I think I'm going to have to go with the 3 out of 5 for this category. The next category I would like to cover is gameplay. I feel like this game has upgraded gameplay from the first game, but not as good as the second game. I think for gameplay I'm going to have to go with the 3 out of 5 again. Level design. It doesn't completely, but it kind of goes hand in hand with gameplay. Now for level design, I think I'm going to have to go with a 4 out of 5. It's really good level design, but I would say that the next one might have better level design, so we'll see that when we get there. Collectibles. I remember having the least pain getting all the collectibles in this game. Now that doesn't mean it's easy, but it's pretty satisfying, and I'd say I'll go with a 4 out of 5 for the collectibles category. Overworld. Now, even though some of New York isn't as fun as the first game, people might think I'm crazy for this one, but I'm gonna go with a 5 out of 5 for Overworld. There's just so many places you can travel to in so many different areas, so much to do, and the scenery is always different, so yes, 5 out of 5 for Overworld. Graphics. This game has some really good graphics, but not the best, so 2 out of 5. Now for the final category, extras. Now, this game has some good extras if I recall, but not amazing, so I'll probably go with a 2 out of 5. So, if I've done my math correctly, that means that LEGO Marvel Avengers gets a 25 out of 40. A surprisingly low showing, but still a pretty good one. Let's see how the rest play out. Ah yes, on to the last game, LEGO Marvel Super Heroes 2. Maybe I just love this game or something, but I have some really fond memories of it. So if that changes my opinion, if that makes my opinion wrong, don't take it at face value, I guess, but I just really love this game, and hopefully I can still be pretty fair to it. With that being said, let's get into it. Gameplay. I think this game actually has the best gameplay, so for gameplay, it's going to be a 4 out of 5. Now, I know people will say I just like this game the best, and maybe I do, so it's just remember, it's just my opinion, but yeah, 4 out of 5 for gameplay. Characters. This game has some of the best characters, but it's still missing some, like the Fantastic Four and the X-Men. It does have some cool multiversal characters, but without the Fantastic Four and X-Men, I think I'm going to have to place this at a 3 out of 5.
I have another idea.
Now,
for
I
a
know
picture.
all LEGO games have similar graphics, but since this is one of the better looking LEGO games, I'm going to go with a 4 out of 5 for graphics. Story. I think this has one of the better stories, honestly. I think LEGO Marvel 1 beats it by a little bit, but I'm going to go with a 4 out of 5 for story. Level design. This game also has some great level design, but I don't think I can place it any higher than 4. Like, the level design's great, but it's only a 4 out of 5 to me. Collectibles. This game's collectibles are a little bit harder to get than Avengers, but still satisfying enough, so I think a 4 out of 5 suffices well here. Overworld. This might be a little controversial of me, but I think this is one of the worst overworlds. Now, don't get me wrong, I still love it and it's a great overworld, but 3 out of 5. The final category for today's video in this game is extras. Extras. I think this game has some pretty decent extras, but not as good as the first game, so about a 3. Which point-wise means this game has a 29. Now, for what you've all been waiting for, time to reveal the superior Marvel game. The superior Marvel game, point-wise, in my opinion, with all these categories, is LEGO Marvel Superheroes number 1. This might not be surprising to many. LEGO Marvel Superheroes 1 is probably the most beloved, and it's a great game, really, and you should play it. You should honestly play all these games. I recommend all of them. They're all very fun, entertaining, and great games. I may be making more videos like this. Stick around to the end for a teaser for part 2, possibly. If it comes out, it's gonna be years in the making, probably. Anyway, with all that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you want other videos like this, I may make them. Check out my friends' channels. They would really appreciate it. Thank you for watching and getting this far into the video. Have a nice day.